Oh, hey internet. I'm me, and yeah. And this is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the season finale for season 2. Now, there's two things that I want to address before we get started. One, happy end of season, and I'm not doing anything extravagant, no special effects, and no real big thing, because, well, I have nothing really. I got no ideas for it. So, that and I don't have a green screen, so I can't do anything like that, so, Anywho, second thing, I was going to announce that my spin-off show for My Little Pony Main Hunt and Tails was going to start coming up in a week or so, but people going through college, school, work, and overall progress of the show has slowed it to a point where the storyboarding is just now getting finished, so I can't release the show. I was hoping to get it released around now so that you guys could go, oh no, My Little Pony's ended, but we got Main Hunt and Tails to keep us entertained until the real show comes back. Kind of how like Mutant X was there until the next X-Men movie came out, you know? But, yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, and that's why I'm holding this iPad, communicating with people, even though I'm recording on my iPad. Who knew? Anywho, let's move on to the season finale. I have to say, this season finale was fantastic. It actually took my expectations, which I had none, and smashed them all over the floor, pissed on them, and told me, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're effing wrong. All over and over again, while I was just crying in the corner about how awesome this season finale truly was. Now, it was split up into 2 parts, though you could see that somebody had planned for this to span over the last 2 weeks of this month, but then decided to just put them together. So that's why we don't actually get a 44-minute hour-long special. Instead, we get a 2-parter with some annoying-ass bumpers in the middle of the fucking thing. I love the My Little Pony show, but who the fuck was that in the middle of the bumper? I mean, every time we went to a commercial break, sure, it was kind of cool to see the ponies actually being interviewed, but who was that person? And why was she annoying? Really, really annoying. I don't know why. Probably because they still think it's aimed for kids and hoping that kids will watch it, so they got it really wacky doodle-doo. Ugh. There's a lot of things that the hub did to make this entertaining that didn't work, while the show itself I couldn't take my eyes off of. I'm going to get into that now. The season finale for these episodes is phenomenal. What's happening? Well, Twilight Sparkle figures out that there is she knew there was another princess. Another princess is actually getting married to Twilight's older brother, Shining Armor. And no, I'm not going to even try to pronounce the princess's name. And I know, a lot of people are going to say, it's a really easy name to pronounce. I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to butcher it. And I'm not going to have the comments down in YouTube just go, this is how you pronounce it, this is how you pronounce it, this is how you pronounce it. Not doing it. Just going to go on with my day. Anywho, she figures out that Shining Armor is getting married to this princess, and they're going to have the wedding in Canterlot. So, of course, Princess Celestia invites her and the main 6 to come up to Canterlot and enjoy the wedding. But there is actually a threat against Canterlot itself. So, Twilight's brother Shining Armor actually decides to put a protective shield around everyone so that everyone's okay. But just to be safe, there's always Princess Luna and Princess Celestia always on a daily watch, and at night telling everybody to keep inside, just in case the attack comes and the shield doesn't hold. Which is actually very proactive, if it wasn't completely useless. I'll get into that later. Anywho, while this whole thing is going on, the princess isn't acting, the newlywed princess is not, or about to be wed, princess is not actually acting like she used to anymore. And she's acting kind of like Bridezilla. And honestly, this is the point in the episode where I thought, yeah, she's a Bridezilla. Of course she's not going to be nice. Twilight Sparkle starts, of course, saying she's a jerk, she shouldn't be marrying her brother, and it actually comes off more like she doesn't want to get rid of her brother or have another mayor come into his life, and just actually is a little more jealous of actually having the princess coming in and marrying him. But this is where the episode takes a turn. Right here is where I expected Twilight Sparkle to hear about how you know, she really is a nice person, and it ends with her calling her out and calling her evil, and then of course it ends with her being explained by her brother that, you know, I have a headache because I just cast this giant spell, and she's not evil, she's just doing this, and she's stressed, and it's a wedding. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be one of those, it was a misunderstanding episodes. Until the princess comes up and then puts some, you know, maleficent fire around fucking Twilight Sparkle and then sinks her into the ground. Yeah! It took me on a right turn to nowhere because I didn't expect any of this. I didn't watch any of the previews. I didn't know what was going to happen. All I heard was there was a royal wedding. That's it. So this coming up, I was like, holy crap, what did we just turn into? And it actually hooked me even more, even though I was enjoying the episode. This hooked me a lot more into what was going to happen next. And of course, this is where we have the halfway mark for the second episode. Second episode starts up, and Twilight Sparkle is now trapped in a cave below Canterlot, filled with crystals. She fights her way through and figures out that the real princess is actually sitting as prisoner inside the caves, and also her bride, and also the princess's previous bridemaids. I think she has mind control, or at least, yeah, I think some mind control there. And of course, Twilight Sparkle helps the real princess get out of there, and comes up to the fake princess on the altar, accusing her and pointing her out, showing the real princess is there and she's a fraud. So, what exactly is the fake princess? She's a changeling! I didn't expect that. Again, a mythical creature that I should have thought was in this universe. Like, you know, a minotaur, a centaur. Well, okay, not a centaur. A minotaur. We had Cerberus. We've had griffins. Why can't we have a changeling? Why not? I didn't think of it, but why not? Changelings are actually very, very elusive creatures, and usually you never actually get to see the true form. But at least they try to give a true form to this, and honestly, the design for them is pretty creepy and pretty cool, though I don't see how they would actually change, but then again, this is magic, so I don't have to think about it too hard. Anywho, turns out Princess Candace, Princess Fakey Queen of the Changelings, actually does have a magical plan, and it is to take down Canterlot, and for some reason, as she's explaining this, Princess Celestia disappears from the background. Seriously, watch it again. You'll see she's gone. Anywho, she explains her whole evil plan about how she is she's the queen of the changelings, and she was coming in to destroy everything, and how she got more powerful was she was feeding off of the love of others, and she was pretty much feeding off of Shining Armor's ability or love for the princess. Sorry, I flubbed up there. My brother just walked into the house. Sorry. And of course, after this, she explains everything, and of course Celestia's like, yeah, thanks for telling me your whole plan. Now I'm gonna bitch slap you back into hell. And of course they do a beam struggle like Dragon Ball Z, but then of course Celestia, in a strange turn of events, loses. Because, you know, she's a princess. She's not a warrior, she's a princess. I don't know why people think she's a god. She's not. She controls the sun. Yes. Doesn't make her a fucking god. Sorry. And just having another royal actually being an alicorn just means you're of royal blood. That's it. It's not a god, it's a freaking royal blood. Go read the Legends of Alicorns. They're not gods. They're literally just... Never mind, I'm not gonna rant. Fan rant over. Now, what happens next is probably the best thing about this episode. The Changeling's actually, using her mind control over Shining Armor, she takes down the barrier. Gets them to take down the barrier, and the Changelings all start coming in. A whole army of them, taking over Canterlot and assaulting everybody, and I think putting like fruit roll-ups on their, melted fruit roll-ups on their hooves and stuff like that. I don't know. Some goo that's not really explained anyway. And starts wreaking havoc. And Princess Celestia, of course, tells the main six of what they need to do, like always. Go get the elements of harmony to beat this bitch. And of course. And here comes another twist. But I'm going to just run through this because I'm running out of time. Anywho. So, the main six go running through and actually beat the crap out of, except for Fluttershy, of course, out of all the changelings, or most of them at least, or a good quarter of them, as they try to go get the elements of harmony, but then they are cornered and trapped. then brought back to the palace for the evil plan to come through. So they didn't get the elements of harmony. We're not winning this one, folks. But throughout this whole battle, throughout all these things, I'm wondering two things right now. One, how are we going to win? And two, where the heck is Luna? We've seen her. We've had her talk. Where is she? She was supposed to be up top guarding the place and keeping watch. They switched out. They had turns. Where the heck is she? I was expecting this whole time that Luna just comes up from behind and knocks her down, but nope. She doesn't show up this whole battle. Not at all. I was wondering where she was. Was she on break? I don't know. Anywho, instead of Luna coming in, Twilight Sparkle actually frees the real princess and has her try to get her brother back into action to bring up the shield again. So he tries but fails. And then the princess finds and uses her love to ignite the magic inside of Twilight's brother so that they can make the shield again, dispelling the freaking changelings like a Dragon Ball Z episode. I mean, man, it literally just looked like blah. I was like, wow, that is cool. It was a very good and well animated sequence with a lot of imagery that was striking and beautiful. I know, it's the power of love. Oh, yeah, defeated by the power of love. But you know what? It's better than just doing the whole elements of harmony again, though that thing does have a death count of 2 now. It still is just a really cool way of the writers going, yeah, this is what you expected to happen, but hey, though this may be another cliche, we're actually going to put a new little spin on it, to where it's love that kind of powers the magic, but it's more of an influence and showing how much of a bond these two characters really have and why they're getting married. And making their wedding actually seem a lot more important and a lot more bonding. Which is a good character development. These are characters that we've literally known for about an hour, and yet these characters are fully realized. We know who they are. We know what they like. We know what they do. And we know about the bond between them. This is a good romance story, and this is a good way to show how the two come together and stay together. And this is pretty much my weakness of this whole episode. How it ends. How it does everything. How it twists and turns and actually does a lot of exciting things to this episode. I want to give it a 10 out of 10. But there's a little few inconsistencies that get on my nerves. Like where? Where did Celestia go when the Changeling Queen just revealed herself? She disappears in the background until she ends her speech and then shows back up again. Where's Luna in all this? She actually was on top. She should have been the one warning everybody that, hey, look, the Changelings are out there. We should stop them or, make the shield bigger or send forces outside the shield to knock them off. But no, she just kind of disappears, like Celestia. There are a lot of points in there where you're just kind of like, doesn't that mean something else? Where is this person? Or something like that. But there's also some very clever and comedic effects, which nullify pretty much all the complaints I have. And honestly, the real integrity critic of me wants to say 9.5 out of 10. That's it. You're not getting anything out of me. But the fanboy in me says 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, this is a 10 out of 10 episode. For all its flaws and little inconsistencies throughout the episodes, it's okay. These flaws don't take away anything from the show except for a few little logic tests. And honestly, those are pretty much quickly covered by either a theory in your head or you just not caring and enjoying the show. Again, these things are well animated, well voiced. The action, they actually have a huge fight scene, an action scene that made me go, wow, that's pretty cool. And actually kind of made me think, could there be a Pony Sentai series? Super Sentai ponies? Or Power Ranger ponies for you Americans. Either way, this is me for the last time for My Little Pony for a while now. So, I'll see you guys next time, whenever that is. So, peace.